Hi guys, my name is King Nelly and welcome to Love and Sex, where we explore the what, why, when, how of love and sex. Basically, I'm hoping I can dive in a little deeper into my experiences and just have a little chat with you guys and see how it goes. Let's just see how this goes. But yeah, hope you enjoy it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back by popular demand. Not really popular demand, but yeah, I'm back. I'm super excited to be back on YouTube. I know it's been a while. Your girl has been lost for a really long time, and I have a good reason for that. I started a new job, and it was demanding. Like, it was pretty demanding, and I didn't know how to balance. Because I didn't know how to balance, one side of it had to suffer, and I guess content creation was the one that suffered, and I'm really sorry about that. But since it was on pause, I guess I have no excuse now, do I? So I'm back, and I'm gonna take you through why I've been single for the last 4 years. This is gonna be the 5th year. Oh my god, even saying it loud is just fuck. Yeah, I've been single for 4 years. This is the 5th year. And don't get me wrong, I've had entanglements. No, not really entanglements, because entanglements is like you had a relationship, you had something. Let's call them situationships. I always think that out of a situationship something will come up, but it never does, because men. Oh my god, I'm sweating because I'm super nervous, and I don't know, I hadn't prepared myself for this. But yeah, so your girl has been single for 4 years, right? So 2016 I went to Australia, right, to study, and I had a boyfriend when I went there, and we tried that long distance thing, but I gave him an ultimatum, I think, and I was like, it's either you're here or we're breaking up, and he couldn't come at that time. He had his reasons, and I decided, you know what, let me move on. 2017, I met a guy. Turns out he had a baby mama, so this turned into an affair, and I'm not proud of it really, because it was the beginning of my downfall, let me say. But I was lonely, I needed company, and he just happened to be there, and I fell in love. I couldn't let go, even though I knew very well that it was forbidden. It was those, he'd wake me up at 4 a.m. and be like, oh, do off you go, and I'd come there at like 10 p.m. so that nobody knows that I exist. And for a while I was like, oh, maybe this is what I deserve. I deserve to be here, I deserve to get this. But something just snapped and switched, and I realized, nah, this is not how it's supposed to be. I mean, I might be lonely, I might need company and all, but not to this extent. Not to the extent where I have to be in an affair, you get. So I mean, the details of it is a little bit complicated, but I opted out, I guess, and I left. Towards the end of 2017, I had a crush on this guy, and then this guy, I don't know, for some reason must have been offended that a black girl liked him or something, and he took it pretty hard, and he accused me of something pretty bad, and he broke me. Like, that was the final hit. I was gone, I was broken, I was on the floor. I remember I used to cry so much. I was scared all the time. I was unhappy, and I just wanted to escape. I couldn't deal with life. Like, I would get so scared and traumatized that even if my friends touched me, I'd just cringe, because he just took me to this dark place, this place that I thought I'd gotten rid of. But I guess, if you don't deal with shit, yeah, they crawl their way back, and I guess he just needed to break that wall, and boom. And 2018 was a pretty dark year for me again. The emphasis on 2018, I know I've talked about it before, and I guess with time I'll sort of get into what happened, but it was a pretty dark year. It was a pretty dark year, and this guy, he hurt me a lot. Like, he really hurt me when he accused me of something really bad. Maybe one day I'll have the courage to tell you guys, but for now let's just keep it at that. Sorry for another day, right? Then end of 2018 I was sort of losing my visa. Beginning of 2019 I was shipped out of Australia. Yeah, it was another dramatic event. I tell you, this Australia thing, this story, yeah, if I ever write this book, I swear to God it's gonna sell like crazy, because it's juicy. These Australian things are just, anyway. So they shipped me off, and then I was here. So when I came here, and everybody was like, oh my God, what the heck are you doing back? Oh, da, 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 da. And I couldn't explain to people really what happened. And I got really tired of seeing people. I didn't want to see people. I was broken. I was trying to heal. I was just trying to figure my shit out. I was devastated. I came back like, you know when umetoka Maju, then unakuja Kenya and you're broke as fuck. And you can't explain to people why the fuck you're broke, and you've been there for like 3 years. But in the middle of all that, like because I came back in June, July, and then around August, I was like, I want to meet new people, you know. I was feeling a little lonely again, so I went to Tinder. I was like, yay, Tinder. Swipe. I get this profile of this guy. He's pretty hot, and I'm like, oh God, he's hot. Slide into his whatever, go like, hey, your lips are super cute. And then the conversation just started from that. He told me he was a doctor at Nairobi Hospital, and he also had like, he was a doctor and a part-time something somewhere, and he fed me lies and lies and lies and lies. And me being me, I was like, boom, shakalaka, jackpot. Like, I've met somebody of my caliber. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this, you know. I've been so heartbroken so many times before. I was like, finally, I've met somebody who I'm excited about. I've met somebody who's, you know, and I feel hurt. I mean, I feel hurt. I tend to do that, but I felt hurt. And it started simple. So the first time he asked for money, he did so because he said he was gonna organize a job for me, and apparently this girl was asking for some money, and then I had to, you know, hunger the girl, and I said yes, and I sent him 9K to a total stranger that's on Tinder that I've never met. But don't judge, because it gets worse, yeah. Then when I sent it to the number he gave me, he just came back as like, he didn't bring a name, you get. So apparently it turns out kuna hizi money lines zingine zenye if you send money to those lines, it just, you know. And then when I tried to reverse, of course, kumbe the bitch alikuwa amesimama kando ya nini, alikuwa ashatoa. So in the middle he goes like, oh, I saw you trying to reverse. I was like, yeah, because I was like, hii number ilikuja na haikuwa na jina, you know, to confirm if it was really you. And he was like, I know it looks like that, but blah 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 blah. Hey, sweet talk, mimi na mimi. I'm like, okay, right? I fall back in. Next time he goes like, babe, see, you send me like a 4K EV, I'm stuck, see what, I'm building, see what, and I need some money, you know, I'll give it back to you. I'm like, okay. I send him another 4K. He goes, yeah, right. Next time he goes like, babe, I need business, so he sent me another 5K. I sent him another 5K. So now we are at how much? 9 plus 4 plus 5. It's so embarrassing. Actually, they were all 5, but the first one was 9. The first one was 9, I remember. Anyway, right? He goes like, babe, nini. I send. Right. So here is where I realize, okay, you've been fucking fooled, yeah? He goes like, babe, masangu, amefanywa sijui nini. Ako insect yao. Nini. Okay, give me a sec, I gotta go smash it. No. Oh, it left. Nice. So he goes like, Aki babe, my mama go Karen hospital. Sijui, I need money. I can't find my dad, you know. But they need to sijui what. Aki, please, to me took a 5K. Imebaki to 5K, and therefore, you know, after you, I go like, oh my God, your mom, blah 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 blah. I send money. Yeah? He's like, in fact, I want you to come over. I want you to come over and meet my mom and stuff, and because I know it's been rough, and I know you don't trust me, but I want you to meet my mom, and I want you to know that I'm serious about us. And you know that story by Q, by the I hadn't met the guy. I tell you, sometimes we are stupid as women or men. I mean, sometimes in your lifetime, yeah, a con is a con. So he goes like, ati sijui nitumie do nini alafu come, right? See, I sent the money, and then he's like, and then you should come up for a sleepover, so I need you to pack your stuff and nini. Me in my head, I'm like, this is the day I'm meeting the mom and I'm going for a sleepover. Oh my Lord, utaniambia nini. Right? So I was with my family at that time, and they had come from Kisumu to visit, but I was like, yo, I need to go. There's a friend of mine who Mwake Maze is ill, and I need to go see her and stuff. And they were like, yeah, okay, and they sing me goodbye. So I get there too. See, nimefika Karen hospital, nimechukua ka Uber. Nimefika Karen hospital, I'm like, mteja, what? Mteja, I'm like, what? So my boy is like, madam, uko sure ni hapa? Ashiki simu? Uko sure? I'm like, no, I'm panicking. No, this is not happening. It's like, madam, uko sure? I'm like, kwani kuna Karen hospital ngapi? Ati ni hii tu, na hakuna ingine? Ati so I'm there googling, because he sent me a pin. He's like, ati kuja kwa hii pin, right? I'm like, when niache tu hapa, wacha tu nitamtafuta, si ndio? Right. Nashuka, I'm like, fuck me, I'm fucked. Then it just so happened, kumbe kisichana, I had left like my wallet at home, so I didn't have money. I didn't have money, and I'm stuck at Karen, and I'm embarrassed as fuck. 1 hour goes, nothing. 1.5 hours, nothing. 2 hours later, nothing. I'm like, okay, let me go to that pin. Aliniambia sindio, because nilikuwa amenionyesha pin fulani hapo Karen, right? So I walk all the way until where that pin is. I'm like, yo, I'm looking for this guy. He said his name is Michael, and he said that nikuje hapa. The guy's like, who? We don't have a Michael here. I'm like, no. He gave me like ndio hii, like namuonyesha simu, like ndio hii nini yake, alinionyesha akasema hii ndio pin yenye nafaa kuwa nakujia sijui nini hata anaishi hapa sijui nini. The guy's like, no, hatuna Michael hapa, I'm so sorry. I think umedanganywa. I was like, what? I go back to Karen hospital because I'm broke, and I'm like, okay, now what do I do? I don't have money. What do I do? He's not picking up his call. I've just been conned. I've realized that literally this was like a super con. Like, that's when it hit me that, you know what, I think I'm working each other. And I just fell down on the ground and I bawled out. I bawled out. I cried. And then I realized people were looking at me, got myself up, went to the fence, and I cried. Like I've never cried. My heart sunk. Boom, like my heart sunk, and I was like, I cannot believe it after everything I have been through. 2019, are you kidding me? Really? He just goes like helipotea. And then he comes back, and then when he's coming back, he's like, oh, my mom just died, and I'm like, what? The audacity of this man. Are you kidding me? Akanionyesha mafoto, alafu mimi pia, after everything this guy had done. I hadn't met him. He was just sending me pictures, and I'd had my suspicions, yeah. Nikasema, wow, kijana ni kama one, atanirudisha pesa yangu, because this was clearly a con, and ataendelea kunichezea. So I blocked his ass. Like, block, motherfucker, block. 2020 arrived, and I was like, new me, new beginning, you know. And then I met someone once, incredible, but turns out I was just a little bit more crazy about them than they were about me, and let's just say that became the biggest crush of my life, and it didn't go very well. Dream about them, think about them, want them, need them, like I was, you'd say, borderline obsessed. And I don't know what happened to somebody I only met once, that I never even touched base. But I crashed hard 2020, and my coping mechanism, of course, was always to, you know, have somebody under you. And try with the first guy, didn't work. Second didn't work. I was like, you know what, I don't think this is the way forward, you know. Love and sex, right? If I'm being honest, I don't really know what my problem is, because single for 4 years is a lot. 5th year, it's ridiculous. I need to do something about it. But all the stories aside, I feel like I always choose guys who I won't commit to, because it's easier for me like that. This is stupid part of me that always just wants to be hurt. It's just like I love pain. Like I love being heartbroken. I love being depressed. I find it hard to trust men. Especially the ones who there is sex involved, because most of the time they're really just after themselves and they don't hide it. Men out here are pretty ruthless when it comes to sex. And when you grow up getting used to that, your brain is just, you're just used to it, you know. It's just, it's a devil, you know, because part of you thinks you'll never get enough, you'll never get it good. So, you know, stick with what you know. You know, you can maneuver yourself around it. You know, they hurt you, they break you, but it's a very stupid way of thinking, I know, but the human brain is really, really, really hard to change. I'm always just falling for the wrong man. Like, I really can't explain it. I'm always falling for the wrong men. They're unattainable men. And let's just be honest, if I'm being honest, it's just that I don't like committing. The idea of committing to one person just bores me, I guess. Don't get me wrong. I've been loved before, and with my last love, it was a pretty rough relationship for both of us. But both of us were a little toxic to each other, which is the honest truth. I know all these years I've made it look like he was the one who was bad, but both of us were both involved. That's just the honest truth. There are a couple of things they did when we were together that I'm not very proud of. I'm not very proud of. I always have this come on swing Evie, you know. So one moment I'm super in love with you, like I'm so in love with you. I'm kneeling down and I'm cleaning your feet. That's how I'm in love with you. The other moment I'm like, oh, I cannot stand you, like, oh my god. I look at you and I'm like, oh, this guy again. You know. And my last love, we were together for a while, 2 years, 3 years, and I loved him, really, but I was young, I hadn't figured shit out. I was thoroughly unhappy, to be honest. I was very unhappy, and I took it out on him a lot. And then I didn't give him the attention he wanted in a relationship, yeah, because I don't know, my buds are going off. So I'm gonna cut it short because my buds are going to go off and I don't want them going off without me saying goodbye. But goodbye. If you did enjoy this, please subscribe, share, like, comment, and all the good stuff, and I will come back with a part 2 tomorrow, hopefully, probably. I'm sorry again, and I will see you guys again. Bye.